As the title to this video suggests, this is about getting older, guys. I'm 79. I'll be 80 in July 2025, July the 14th, 2025. 80 years, young, old, depending on what you're saying, what's going on. But Aging with Dignity is the title. Why? Well, if you're aware of what's going to change or possibly change, and you know what you're faced with as you're growing older, then you can kind of prepare and maintain uh, your dignity. See, like me, how I'm dressed up in this gilded V-neck shirt to show living a casual lifestyle is probably how you want to live. But no, what I did was I went to Chat GPT, the free stuff, and I typed in the question 80-year-old male normal aging issues. And what came up was, I think, useful not only to me, but it's just useful to anyone, you know. But and I'm just going to read them. You may be aware of most of these. I am and was and have been, but some of them are kind of new to me. Physical changes. It says reduced mobility and flexibility. I think we're all aware of that. It says joints may stiffen and muscles may weaken over time, which can lead to slower movement and difficulty performing certain tasks. And if you're 80 years old, you got to know that that's true. And it says arthritis, particularly osteoarthritis, is common and can cause pain or discomfort in the joints. I haven't really experienced that. I did have a little pain in my right knee, but I watched a video, these physical therapists, and found a way that worked for me, and now the pain and swelling is gone in my right knee. No problem with that. But I do understand that there can be some joint issues. Vision changes. Well, we know that's correct. I had a cataract surgery in this eye and a lens put in. So yeah, no, and you got to know that's probably coming. There's one called presbyopia, and that says difficulty focusing on close objects, and cataracts, clouding of the lens and the eyes, are common. That presbyopia, I'm not familiar with that. I may have that, I don't know. And then it says reduced night vision, sensitivity to glare, and general vision impairment may occur. And that's so true. I don't drive at night at all, and I haven't in several years. And it's mainly because of the quote, reduced night vision and sensitivity to glare. But anyway, all of these things you may already be aware of, and I may be boring you, but it doesn't hurt to go over them for those people that may not be aware of this, and they're going to the doctor for every single thing, thinking it's something they got to get a pill for. Anyway, hearing loss. So far, I haven't experienced any hearing loss because we didn't have big, loud speakers when I was younger, so I'm not half deaf. But anyway, age-related hearing loss is frequent, and it may become harder to hear higher-pitched sounds or understand speech in noisy environments. I haven't got there yet, but I'm sure that's true. Cardiovascular changes. The heart becomes less efficient over time, and there may be a decrease in stamina and endurance. I'm still walking 2 or 3 times a day. I walk for at least an hour a day. In the mornings, I walk for 40 to 45 minutes, and then after every meal, I take a short walk. So I'm still able to do that so far. And then it says blood vessels may stiffen and blood pressure can rise, increasing the risk of hypertension and heart disease. That's just a natural change. Now, people probably can take some kind of medication for that, but we'll get into that later. Reduced skin elasticity. Boy, that is totally true. I mean to tell you, it looks like I've got tattoos on my arms, but I don't. I was at a checkout in a grocery store, and this little boy asked me where I got the tattoo, but it was just some bleeding under the skin where I had bumped my arm. And I told him I got it while I was in the Navy, which I never was. But anyway, yeah, it says the skin becomes thinner, more fragile, and more prone to bruising. Wrinkles and age spots are common. Well, I got age spots all over my face, you know what I mean? And yeah, you can get them taken off by a dermatologist. It costs you about $100 a pop. Decreased bone density. True. I'm not. I haven't been. I don't know that I'm bothered by that. But maybe. Osteopor, Osteoporosis is common as bones lose mass and become more fragile, increasing the risk of fractures, particularly in the hips, spine, and wrists. Yeah, they never know if the hip, fractures and then you fall, or you fall and break your hip. It's strange. But anyway, digestive changes. This is interesting. Slower metabolism and reduced digestive function can cause constipation and changes in appetite. And that's true. I've noticed that because I eat I have a diet fairly full of fiber and stuff. And yeah, I still skip a day every now and then. Yeah. As far as appetite, I do eat less. I suppose that's a function of getting older. And and then it says problems like acid reflux or bloating may become more frequent. I'm not bothered by acid reflux. Now the bloating I may be because I eat beans, pinto beans, several times a week, and then broccoli, and those two will blow you up like a balloon. Urinary issues. Now this is for men, of course. Prostate enlargement is common, which can lead to urinary difficulties such as frequent urination or urgency, especially at night. Yep, I'm guilty. Yep. Sleep changes. Oh, it says reduced bladder capacity may lead to more frequent trips to the bathroom. That's all true, and I'm guilty. But I drink beer. I drink 3 beers every evening. I drink, 48 ounces of beer. They're three 16-ounce cans, and I can make a rainbow several times during the night. Sleep changes. Many older adults experience changes in sleep patterns, such as trouble falling asleep, waking up frequently during the night, or waking up earlier in the morning. Well, I do wake up earlier in the morning, but I'm not so far. I haven't had any issues going to sleep. I sleep good. Mental and cognitive changes. It's not too much more, just a little bit more, but it's all good stuff. Memory decline. Some mild forgetfulness can occur, such as misplacing items or having difficulty recalling names. Guilty, me, but this doesn't necessarily signal a serious cognitive problem. Good to know. Mild cognitive impairment can cause noticeable memory issues but doesn't interfere significantly with daily life. So yeah, as long as again, you'll know when you got a problem. Slower cognitive processing. Mental processing speed may slow down, which can affect reaction times or the ability to multitask effectively. I can see that happening. I can. Changes in sleep patterns. As mentioned, disrupted sleep patterns can lead to daytime fatigue and difficulty concentrating, which can affect mood and mental clarity. I see that happening too. I see that coming on down the pipe, but being aware of it, see, at least when these things start to occur, then I'm aware that it's normal aging, nothing I can do, probably. Possible cognitive decline. Though not part of normal aging, conditions like Alzheimer's disease and other dementias may arise affecting memory, reasoning, and daily functioning. This is more likely if there is a family history of these conditions. Well, knock on wood, there's no history of that in my family, so maybe I'll skate by on that one. Emotional and social changes in mood. It is not uncommon to experience shifts in mood, such as feeling more irritable or experiencing anxiety or depression. This could be due to changes in life circumstances, health concerns, or the loss of loved ones. Grief from the loss of peers or loved ones can also contribute to feelings of loneliness or sadness. All normal, guys. You can't take a pill for it. Loss of independence. Aging may lead to a decline in independence, which can be difficult for many older adults to cope with. This can affect self-esteem and emotional well-being, especially if it requires relying more on others for care. And that would really bother me. If I had to lean on somebody for help on a weekly or daily what basis, that would, adios. Anyway, isolation, social isolation. Retiring from work or losing friends and family can result in a smaller social circle. Isolation and loneliness can affect mental health and emotional health, leading to feelings of depression. Sense of purpose. Older adults may struggle with maintaining a sense of purpose, especially if they are no longer working or taking care of loved ones. This can impact overall mental well being. And then we get into health concerns and prevention. Again, there's not much, it's not that long. And chronic conditions like diabetes, high blood sugar, and heart disease may become more prominent with age. Managing these conditions requires regular medical checkups and possibly adjusting lifestyle habits, diet, exercise, medication. And then we get into medication sensitivity, and this one always concerns me. I take no medication whatsoever. I may need to, but I don't. I don't go to doctors either. But anyway, older adults often take multiple medications for various health conditions. With aging, the body's ability to metabolize medications may change, and side effects or drug interactions can become more problematic. That's one of the main reasons I don't take any medications, because the doctors don't know how these things interact. Enough said. I try to do everything with diet and exercise. Maintaining health and well-being. While these changes are a normal part of aging, maintaining a healthy lifestyle can mitigate their impact and improve quality of life. Here are some tips. Regular exercise. I've been doing that for 45 years. It says helps maintain muscle mass, flexibility, bone density, and overall cardiovascular health. I mean, I exercise every day. Twice a day I do my stretches, and all that stuff. And I do 30 squats a day, squat down, touch floor, back up 30 times. I do 15 sessions, 15 in the morning, 15 in the evening. And I do my stretches twice a day. And then, of course, I do a lot of walking and other things. Balanced diet. A diet rich in nutrients, fiber, and antioxidants can help manage weight, reduce inflammation, and support heart and bone health. I eat yogurt in the mornings for breakfast with chia seeds, flaxseed powder, blueberries, and of course oatmeal, and I mix all that up, and then that's breakfast every morning, and that contains a lot of fiber. Now, as far as antioxidants, I don't know. I think green tea contains a lot of antioxidant. I drink green tea every morning, and I'm not sure. I eat dark chocolate. I don't know what that does, but I do it. Social engagement, staying socially active and maintaining relationships can help prevent loneliness and depression. My answer to that is I do the YouTube channel. I do these videos. I feel like, and then people come by occasionally and visit. That watch my channel, and they want to talk and stuff, and that's fine. And then it says regular checkups, regular visits to the doctor for screenings and preventive care can catch potential health issues early. I don't go to doctors. I missed that one. And then at the end it says, if an individual or their caregivers notice signs of significant memory loss, mood changes, or other cognitive problems that interfere with daily life, seeking a professional evaluation is essential. And that's the end of Aging with Dignity, knowing what you're going to be faced with. These are things that not many people talk about. Now, they may talk about it with a doctor if they go there. I don't. But very rarely is this going to come up in normal conversation. But I just wanted to go over this with you because, this chat GPT, this artificial intelligence stuff can be very beneficial. And you can use it for free. that you just go to Google or your homepage or whatever and type in a search for Chat GPT free, and and then you can just type in a question, anything. Now, caution, this thing is not 100% accurate. In fact, some cases it may not even be 50%. But I think you and I will agree that all the things that I've gone over here about an 80-year-old male normal aging issues are spot on. I think they've hit the nail on the head, so to speak. But anyway, guys, with that in mind, check out your own situation. If you're a 85-year-old female or a 75-year-old male, female, whatever, type it in, normal aging issues, and see what comes up for you. But anyway, thumbs up, carpe diem, seize the day in Latin, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Use the Amazon link if you choose to. Drink plenty of water, that's excellent. And get a good night's sleep. A good night's sleep you'd be surprised how helpful that is in maintaining a healthy immune system. That's a good one. And take a nap. There's nothing wrong with taking naps. And then what else? Stand guard at the door of your mind, accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, and enjoy your life one day or one moment at a time the best way you can. You. Focus on you. Be selfish, okay? And enjoy your life. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye.